After getting so much love on previous videos, we are back with another banger. But this isn't just an ordinary Saas explainer tutorial, because today we are integrating two softwares into one and bringing a complete idea to life. You will find all the important assets on my Discord server. So let's get started. Alright guys, so basically I have divided this video into two parts. Firstly, we will discuss about storyboard, scripting and all, and I'll show you all my process that I did for this video. And next we will move on to the animation part. Okay, so let's start the storyboard first. Okay, you can see I have added everything here like storyboard, script and some inspirations, and there are few things more. So firstly, when we zoom here, the first thing you can see, like I have wrote down few points here that we are going to discuss in today's video. And personally, I feel like these are the point which is necessary for making a perfect storyboard, for making a perfect Saas explainer. Okay, and it has everything like features, script, ideation, and a storyboard. And one by one, we are going to discuss all of them. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is the topic of the Saas explainer. Okay, when you are going to working on any Saas project and when you are going to working on any other client project, the topic should be clear in your mind. Okay, so same as like in today's video, the topic is ChatGPT and Uber Eats. We are going to integrate Uber Eats inside ChatGPT. So like you can order food by using your ChatGPT. That's our main goal. Okay, we are going to convert ChatGPT as a e-commerce platform as well. Okay, so that's the today's topic. But there is some sort of catch, like these 2 points are optional and it's for those who are going to work on any script. Okay, so if your client asks you for a script or you also want to learn how to write script yourself, then you can watch this part. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about the features part. So when we move here, you can see I have wrote down some features here which are required for making a perfect script. Okay, so as you can see I have wrote down some feature which is like payment gateway, backend UI, integration of Uber Eats, new UI for food app or voice control agent. Okay, so I have wrote down these features because they will help me to get an idea in my mind so I can write down a perfect script. So I'll highly suggest you when you are going to work on any script, firstly wrote down all the feature and all the things that you are going to show in that video. Let's talk about the next one, and next one is the script. Okay, which is the main thing. So here are our script. You can pause the video and read this if you want. So in today's video I'm gonna tell you how you can write a perfect script. Okay, I'll give you some methods, some ways that can help you to make a perfect script. So the first thing is basically you have to understand writing a script is also a kind of skill. Okay, so it will take time, you will get better day by day. Okay, so what kind of steps you can take for writing a perfect script? So here are some points. So first one is inspiration. So for getting a perfect inspiration, I'll highly suggest you watch others videos. Okay, like I'll recommend you some channels, they have like good scripting. Okay, like I'll give you some names like base 44, Wix Studios. Okay, and I think 11 labs. So for Saas explainer, I think these are the perfect one for scripting. So inspiration is clear, you have to watch a lot of videos so you can examine all of them, like how they write their script, how they attract their audience and so on. Wait, let me remove all the sketches and I'm gonna write everything again. We have talked about the inspiration. Now let's talk about the second point. And this is basically ways to write a script. Okay. So basically there are a few ways to writing a perfect script and let's discuss about everything. Okay. So first thing is basically we are going to divide the whole script in 3 to 4 parts. Okay. So first thing which is main. So first thing is the hook. This is the hook. Okay. And this is the whole body where you can talk about features and how your app work, all of these things. Okay, and then lastly we will add a kind of call to action. So let's first record the whole script, and side by side I'll tell you what I have added in this script. Okay. So when it's come to hook part, there are few ways that you can use in your hook part. First is positive way. Positive way. Second is negative. And third is informative. Okay. So negative hook is basically you can talk about any like problem first. You can talk about any situation first. Okay. So that's how you can show the negative thing first. Or positive is basically you can show something positive news first. Okay. And the third one is informative. Like you are giving a kind of information. You are spreading any kind of awareness first in your hook part. Like in my script, I use third one. The future of e-commerce is about to change, and it's all begin with a conversation. It's not a positive, it's not a negative, it's a informative. So that's the hook. For body, you can show everything that you want to show. Like you can talk about any feature and you can tell how it's work. Okay. Like when it's come to my script, I talk about how it's work. Like GPT search nearby restaurants and surface the best option instantly. It's compare pricing, rating, delivery time, and overall value. So you don't have to. I've talked about how it's gonna help you in real life. Okay. Then exactly here, I've talked about the feature and introduction of ChatGPT 6. It's a 6 basically. Okay. ChatGPT 6. And also here I've also talked about the feature. And this is the call to action CTA. So it's all up to you how you can show information to your audience. Okay. So basically let me tell you what I do whenever I work on any SaaS project. Basically I clear one thing in my mind that I am going to make a SaaS explainer which is super easy to understand. Like anybody can understand, any age group people can understand my SaaS video. Okay. They can easily know like what's going on inside the video. You don't need to make so much fancy animation and all. So this is how you can make a perfect SaaS. Okay. And now let's talk about the AI. Okay. You don't need to make perfect script first. Just simply create a perfect draft. Okay. Where you can structure everything according to your brain. Just use your brain, that's it. And then send that draft to ChatGPT and it will enhance all the script. Just tell him like make it better or give me variation and all, and simply select those sentences which you think is best for you. Okay. But you have to do 50 to 60 70% work on yourself, then rest 20 to 30% ChatGPT does. Okay. That's it. That's how you can make a perfect script. Alright guys, let's talk about point 3, which is inspirations and ideation. Okay. And this is the simple thing basically. Like you have to watch a lot of SaaS explainer and you also need to save them. Watching a lot of SaaS video doesn't make you like a creative person. You have to save those videos in any particular place where you can rewatch them whenever you need. Okay. I have two ideas. Like you can use Figma board for it. Okay. Figma board, you can make separate board where you can save all the like ideation like this, similar to me. Or you can use your iPad if you have this app called Freeform. I'm using it right now. Okay, similar to Figma. So simply create a board like this, and whenever you need to watch those videos for instant inspiration, you can rewatch them. And the second thing is Pinterest. You can save board inside Pinterest, but I just wanted to tell you again, like as you can see, I've saved a lot of concept here. I've saved a lot of SaaS videos here. So yeah, that's how you can use Pinterest. Just simply create separate boards, save your different SaaS explainers and designs there. Okay, that's it. And third thing is InstaFeed. So basically you have to change your Insta feed. You have to surround yourself with lots of designers, lots of SaaS explainers videos. So basically suppose a scenario like you are working for your client and you need instant ideation. So you can use these treasures. Okay. You can simply rewatch all the videos that you have saved. You can rewatch all the design ideas and everything. Okay. Alright. So this is the basically third step. Let's move to the fourth one. Okay. And fourth point is storyboard, which is the main point. So basically, as you can see, this is the storyboard that I approved for myself, and this is the storyboard that I rejected, okay, because I didn't like this much, okay. So I rejected this one. You can take a look. First of all, wait, you can take a look. It's basically look like this, okay. You can pause the video and you can see everything. Alright, so let's just quickly talk about this. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is the basically final storyboard, and look at here, I have also attached the final video screenshot, so you can easily able to see the before and after. This is the before and this is the after, okay. Like this is the frame 1, this is the frame 2, as you can see, and see this one also, like this, and this is the final version. And look at this also. And for this, lastly, I choose this one, second version, and this one looks like this, and this is the review scroll, and this one looks like this. And look at this one, 11 labs. It's from 11 lab basically, okay. And look at this one, this is the kind of glass effect, okay. Look at this one. You know what, it's my personal project, that's why I didn't make it properly. But if you are working for any client, so you have to make every frame properly, so that client also get a kind of ideation, like what kind of animation you are going to make. And this frame is from base 44, okay. It's look like this, and this is the like final one, okay. I took some inspiration there, okay. And there are a lot of things. This is the mobile app UI. Alright, so that's it. There is no like so many things to explain. I've already told you everything earlier. But lastly, there is only one thing that I want to tell you. So basically, there is some app that you can use for making storyboard, which is like Figma and Freeform. Okay, this one is for iOS only, and this one for everyone. Everyone. Okay. Alright, so that's all for the storyboard session. I think I have explained you everything. Let's move into the animation part. Hey guys, before we move into the animation part, I have something special for you. Firstly, look at this sound design I did for today's video. It sounds amazing, right? So if you are genuinely looking for a perfect sound design pack for your work, I'll highly suggest you go with Botanica V4 sound design pack. And just to let you know guys, this is not a sponsor video. It's a collaboration with Botanica. So you can buy this pack from their website, or if you really love my work, you want to support the channel, you can directly buy through my link. I'll attach the link in the description box. And don't worry, price will be the same for both methods. So yeah, that's all. Let's move on to the video. So alright guys, let's start our editing process. I have already added my voiceover. So firstly we just need to create a solid fill that we can easily create by using our essential plugin. And as you can see, we can easily change its color anytime. So basically I'm not gonna keep it completely white, but I have a reference image. So I'm gonna select my solid layer. I'm gonna select the color picker, and then simply I'll pick the color like this. And don't worry, I'll show you the hex code so you can easily create the same color that I am using right now. So this is the hex code. Wait, you can copy this, or I'll just type the number on the screen. Alright, so after this, simply we will add our text layer. So I'm gonna type the future of e-commerce like this. And for the font, you can see this is the font that I am using, which is DM Sense, and the medium one I am using. So I'll just adjust it properly, and then I'm gonna change its color to little bit grayish color like this much. Alright, so next we have to add a text animation. I have some pre-made text animation, so I'm gonna use one of those. So which is basically this character, right? I think that's gonna work with our text. Although we need to make some changes. Firstly, I have applied flow plugin. Then I'm gonna select all my keyframes and simply go to the graph editor. Then simply try to create graph like me, like this. Then we need to add blur. So simply go to the property and select blur and simply increase its value according to you. Now it's gonna look like this, which is pretty good, but we need to make some more changes to making it more perfect. But I think we should separate the text. Firstly, we will show the future of, then we can show the e-commerce part, or we can do something else. So simply I'm gonna move this at the center like this, and it's look like this. So let me drag the keyframe right here like this, and I think that's perfect. That's fast enough. Alright, so next up we are going to add a effect in our text layer, so which is linear wipe, and it's work like this. Okay, you can create wipe animation by using this effect. So firstly I'm gonna add keyframe, then I'll just rotate the dial to the left side like this, and also increase its feather. Then press U on your keyboard so it can able to show all your keyframe that you are using right now. Anyway, simply increase the value of your animation like this. Then simply duplicate the text layer and adjust it right here. And now we have two text layer. So I'm gonna change the first text layer to e-commerce. And everything looks like this. Alright, so next we are going to make this animation, which is pretty easy to create, and we are going to use circle shapes for making it. Yeah, that's pretty easy, so let's make it. So firstly I'm gonna select ellipse tool, and then simply I'm gonna create a shape like this. Then I'll just disable its fill like this, and we'll just simply change its color to gray color like this, and then keep its stock value something 2 pixels. After this, simply convert it into pre-compose layer. By the way, I made this layer mistakenly, so we'll just delete it, and instead of this we will create a perfect circle shape layer. Then simply center it properly like this. Also duplicate it 4 to 5 times. Basically we need 5 layers. Now we are going to arrange all these 5 layers. So we are going to use essential plugin. So just simply click on this radial button. Then I'm gonna change the radius value to 300 something like this, and also check mark the rotate along circle button, and it will automatically arrange all the layers. And we also got the circle controller, and by using this we can easily arrange its radius again like this, and even we can rotate this easily like this. And there's a few more settings for 3D layers, like you can tilt it, and there's a one more thing, which is arc. So basically by using this you can make this kind of animation. Alright, so I'm gonna add fill effect on my pre-comp layer like this, and I'm gonna change its color to gray color. Then move the pre-comp layer above the solid fill. Now we need to make a rotation animation, so simply we will add a keyframe. Then after few frames forward, we will add another keyframe and rotate it like this. Then simply add a keyframe to radius like this. Then I'm gonna decrease its value and some make a shape like something like this. Okay, and then after few frames forward I'm gonna rearrange this again like this, and select all these three keyframes and make it easy ease. And after adjusting little bit it will look like this. Now we are going to create a simple scale animation, so simply create two keyframes and increase the first one value like this much. Select both of them and make it easy ease by pressing F9. Alright, it's done. Now the animation will look like this. So I think it's a little bit slow. So what we can do is we can move the second keyframe more closer like this. And I think it's done. And I'm gonna move this above the solid fill right here. Then simply add fill effect and change its color to something like gray color, like this. Alright, so now we need to adjust it. So firstly, I'm gonna scale it a little bit like this much, and then it's look like this. After this, we need to add rotation. So I'm gonna rotate this like this much, and I'm gonna move this here. And yeah. Next, select e-commerce text, and I'm gonna add gradient ramp and place its first anchor point right here, and change end color to blue color like this much, and keep it very light. Okay. Basically, it's for when we animate our text, we can animate this also, and it's gives a kind of gradient effect in our text like this. So I'm gonna place this here. After this, add keyframe to end ramp and start ramp. After this, move your timelines few frames forward, and I'm gonna drag this anchor point like this. So it's basically look like this, just we need to adjust it little bit. So for adjusting it, just press U on your keyboard and simply select all of these keyframes and move them little bit earlier. Something like this. Alright, so now we need to create a box behind our text. So simply we select rectangle tool and simply create a rectangle shape like this. Then go to the rectangle path option and simply increase its roundness as much as you can. Then select solid color option like this and move this behind the e-commerce text layer. Now we need to adjust it little bit. So let me remove the extra part first. Then go to the rectangle part option. Uncheck this link option. Now we can easily adjust its height and length. So yeah, simply adjust it according to the text like this. So next we need to animate this also. So for animating this, firstly we parent and link e-commerce text to the shape layer like this. So for animating this, let's add keyframe to the size like this, and simply move your keyframe little bit further, and also add keyframe to position and simply try to animate like me. Okay, exactly like me. After this, select all keyframes and make them easy ease, and it will look like this. Let me adjust this properly. Then after select all these keyframes and go to the graph editor, simply click right here. Then select end part and simply drag the graph like this, and the whole animation will look like this. And simply remove this parent link and parent shape layer to the text layer. Alright, so let's add scale keyframe to the future of text. Simply create a zoom in animation like this. Now select everything except this shape layer and create a null layer so it can automatically parent every selected layer. So simply add a scale keyframe and then move this keyframe little bit further. Then add another keyframe and simply increase its value. So it can give us a kind of zoom in effect. Now add keyframe to size and position again. So because we need to animate this shape layer, then move your timeline few frames forward like this much and simply create a circle kind of shape like exactly that I am doing right now. But first we need to trackmate e-commerce text to the shape layer. Let me enable this. Alright, so exactly here I'm gonna make a circle kind of shape like this. And exactly here I'm gonna add a opacity keyframe like simply like this, and also remove the extra part. And let me adjust this little bit, and now it's perfect. Let's see how it's gonna look. Just simply adjust this a little bit more.
Is about to change, and it is about to change. Is
Alright, so now we are going to create that circle animation. So I'm gonna duplicate the shape layer and move this behind the shape layer 2. Now select the shape layer 2 and I'm gonna rename it to shape text 1. Okay. And now select the second shape layer and I'm gonna rename this also to shape circle 2. I don't know why, but first one didn't change, so I'm gonna rename it again. And also simply change their label color so you can easily find them. But first, let me trim out the shape text one like this and also change their label color. So for shape text one, I'm gonna use aqua color. And for text 2 and circle 2, I'm gonna use orange color. And simply remove their parent and link like this and select both layers and move them to the top like this. Now simply duplicate one of them. So now we have 3 layers. Alright guys, so simply select 3 of them and simply click on this radial option and now simply press OK. And by using radius slider, we can easily animate them. Simply add keyframe to the slider. By pressing U, simply enable keyframes like this and simply move your timeline few frames forward. Simply increase the slider like this much. Okay. Alright, so simply select all these shape layers and then add a scale keyframe. After a few frames forward, simply decrease its value like 57%.
is about to change.
Alright, so now simply move this second keyframe a little bit further than first one and like this, and it will look like this, okay? And then add keyframe to the angle. Then move your timeline indicator few frames forward like here. Then simply increase the slider property like this much. Then I'm gonna move this keyframe few frames further and let's see how it's gonna look.
The future of e-commerce is about to change, and it all
Then select e-commerce text and add keyframe and move indicator few frame forward. Then increase the value like this much and let's see how it's gonna look.
is about to change.
Okay, so it's done. And let me remove the previous opacity keyframes.
Is about to change, and it all
Okay, so it's little bit fast, so we need to adjust the keyframes again. So I'm just gonna make some space between these keyframes and
about
now
to
it's done.
change. The future of e-commerce is about to change, and it
Then select null for layer and we have added here a scale animation. So I'm just gonna select first keyframe and I'm gonna move this right here. So parent and link the circle controller to the null layer
is about to change.
and go to the second keyframe and I'm gonna decrease it little bit, like not too much. And let me adjust the solid fill. Okay, now it's
The
done.
future of e-commerce is about to change.
Alright, so now we are going to create a gradient reveal effect in our shape layer. So simply go to the rectangle one, then enable the fill one option and now add a keyframe to the color and I'm gonna change its color something like light pink like this one. So after a few frames I'm gonna change its color to blue like this. Then again after a few frames later I'm gonna change its color to yellow color like this. And then last color should be white color. Okay, so it's look like this. Let me adjust this properly and yeah,
E-commerce is
I think we should remove the pink one.
e-commerce is a of e-commerce is about to change. The future of e-commerce is about to change.
And I have decided to keep these 3 circle size little bigger, so I'm just gonna select all of them and simply I'm gonna increase their scale value and it's look like this.
The future of e-commerce is about to change. The future of e-commerce is about to change.
Alright, so add another keyframe to radius, then after few frames forward simply keep its value to 0% and the animation will look like this. So basically exactly here I thought to keep their color exactly looks like ChatGPT voice chat, but later I refused this idea. That's why I have speed up this part because after some time I'm gonna change their color. Then simply move this keyframe here. Alright, so select last two keyframes and go to the graph editor and simply adjust the graph like this. Now it's done. Next we are going to select all these three circles and firstly I'm gonna change their color to white again like this. And I'm gonna move this layer right here. There is an issue like when we zoom, the stroke looks more thicker. So what we can do is we can simply change the stroke width. And I don't know why I am adding keyframes here, but you don't need to do this. You just need to change the stroke width to 1%. Alright, so after doing this all, firstly I'm gonna remove these keyframes. These are basically for zoom. And then I'm gonna adjust everything properly. Alright, so we need to make some fixes. So firstly, I'm gonna adjust these keyframes. Like we need to make this animation a little bit more faster. And then exactly like me, place your timeline indicator here. So basically we are going to sync this animation. So I'm gonna select the last keyframe and I'm gonna place it right here. Alright, so let's see how it's going to look. I think we need to adjust the last keyframe. So I'm gonna place it right here. And now it's properly synced. So basically there is few things that we need to do inside this wheel. So firstly I'm gonna increase its rotation like this. Then after a few frames further I'm gonna increase the rotation bar a little bit more so that we can add a subtle kind of animation. So basically it's just to show that animation is still moving exactly like this. So guys, after this I'm gonna import ChatGPT voice control. So I've took the screen recording while speaking with ChatGPT and it can basically help us to save our time. So basically we just need to mask it properly so we can use it in our video. Alright, so after this I'm gonna adjust its anchor point and simply scale it down. Then simply adjust it between the shape layer like this. Next I'm gonna add zoom in animation. So simply select the layer and I'm gonna add keyframe to the scale and simply create a animation like this. Then I'm gonna select the both keyframe and simply I'm gonna apply flow plugin. It's too big, so I'm gonna scale it down like this. And I think I need to adjust its position too, so I'm gonna add keyframe to the position. And then simply I'm gonna adjust it to the center like this. Now simply select all these keyframes like this and simply apply flow plugin again. Alright, so everything is perfect. Let's move toward the next animation. Next, I'm gonna add opacity keyframe like this. But I think it's still too big, so I'm gonna make it little bit more smaller. And the whole animation will look like this. Alright guys, so next we will add drop shadow. And I'm gonna adjust it little bit. So I'm gonna increase its softness and adjust little bit of distance. And I'm gonna keep its opacity to 15%, okay? And I'm gonna use blue color like this. Wait, let me adjust the opacity again. Okay, now it's perfect. Alright, so after this, I'm gonna add a solid background because this background that I'm using right now, it's a little bit of gray, but we need a white background so we can easily able to use text. So right now I'm gonna create a solid fill and then I'm gonna remove the extra part. Then simply add keyframe to the opacity and create a fade in effect like this. Alright, so now we need to make a gradient. So I'm gonna use ellipse tool and simply create a circle like this. And then I'm gonna add a effect called fast blur and simply increase its blur radius like this much. And I'm using blue color, so you can use the blue color. And firstly, let me adjust its size. like this, and simply duplicate it and move this to the opposite side. Then after adjusting these gradient, I'm gonna move this behind the voice chat. So after adjusting their position little bit, it's gonna look like this. I'll just remove the extra layer and simply add a fade in effect by using opacity keyframes. So it will look like this basically.
Ends with a conversation. Hey,
And I'm gonna move this layer little bit earlier, like right here, and move this behind the rotating circle shape, like right this. So lastly, I'm gonna move this rotating circle shape little bit earlier, like this, so we can able to sync every animation properly. Alright, so every animation is properly aligned and sync. So let's move toward the next animation. Alright guys, so simply expand your voice chat layer and simply select first foregraph and simply adjust graph exactly like me, like this. And let's see how it's gonna look. Perfect. Now we just need to adjust this keyframe little bit. So let me adjust it properly. Alright, so next we are going to create text animation. So I'm gonna copy this shape layer and simply duplicate it. I'm gonna remove the parent link also and then simply move this here. So it's basically look like this. You can see the animation. We need to create the same kind of shape layer. So I thought like why not we use this one. So after like adjusting it properly, simply expand the shape layer. Simply go to the contents, rectangle one, rectangle part, and simply remove these last two frames like this. And lastly, I'm gonna pre-compose this. Alright, so now we need to add text. So I'm gonna write the text which is, hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby? And the font I am using which is SF Pro display. Then we'll just adjust this text here. And also one more thing, I'm not gonna use the behind shape layer because it's not gonna look good. So I'm gonna remove it. And now it looks much better because we need to keep things little minimal. That's why I have removed it. Alright guys, so next we are going to make this carousel animation. Although making it is a little bit complicated, so what we are going to do is we are going to use Essential plugin which can help me to make this animation. And before we start making it, I just wanted to tell you something. As we all know, like in this video I use Essential plugin a lot of time, and you can make carousel animation within a second by using it, and it's also provide you some more features. And you know what's the best part? It's free of course, so anybody can use this plugin. So I just wanted to give special thanks to Sakib who made this plugin, and if you really want to check this plugin, I'll give you the link in my description box. So for making carousel animation, firstly we need these kind of images. So basically I took these images from Figma, and as you can see it's an Uber Eats Figma file. Here you can get everything about Uber Eats, like their design panels, their templates, their food icons, and everything you can get from here. And you don't need to suffer over internet for finding these kind of like food images, restaurant images and all. Alright, so for carousel animation we need at least 4 to 5 images, so I'm gonna download everything one by one, and after downloading it we can easily start the carousel animation. And don't worry, I'll give you this Figma file maybe inside my pack or in the description box, or you can simply search over internet like Uber Eats UI files and you can easily able to find this Figma file. Alright guys, so let's make the carousel animation. Firstly, I'm gonna pre-compose this layer. Okay, let me adjust this. Now I'm gonna pre-compose this and then get inside the layer. After this, select the ellipse tool, and firstly we need to mask the image only. So simply mask the image exactly like me. After this we need to mask the text also, so I'm gonna duplicate the layer and simply remove the previous mask. Now I'm gonna mask the text also like this. So now we have two different layers. Alright, so it's done. Let's see how it's gonna look. Oh, it's not properly visible, so we need to change the background layer. So let's get inside the pre-comp, and I'm gonna change its color to little bit grayish color, kind of like this. Okay, now it's properly visible. That exactly how we need. And I'm gonna adjust this layer according to the voiceover. Okay, so guys, for making carousel animation we need something 5 to 6 images like this. So simply right click on your layer, go to the reveal option, and here you can see the second option. Simply click on it and it will redirect you here. Simply duplicate it and move the duplicated one into your timeline. Guys, if you don't know why we did this, wait, I'll tell you. If normally we duplicate any pre-comp and change something inside it, that change can affect the previous layer too. But after doing this method, we can easily reuse duplicated pre-comp and it will not gonna affect the previous one. So now we have full freedom to change anything to any precomp. Alright, so I'm inside the duplicated precomp and I'll tell you a quick method to exchange any image to the different one without readjusting it, without doing any extra methods. Firstly, we need to import our image in our project panel like this. Then simply keep selecting the image. Then select the image that you want to change. Then simply exchange the layer like this and see it's changed. Same thing we apply for the second one. Simply select the second image and simply exchange. But you have to keep holding Alt button, otherwise it won't work. Alright, so this one is done. Now we have to make the same thing 4 to 5 times and we have to repeat the process. So I'm gonna explain you one more time and then I'm gonna like speed up the animation so we can save our time. So again I have duplicated the layer and I have done the same method. Alright, so now I'm inside the third precomp and I'm gonna import the new image. Alright, so now I'm inside the third precomp and I'm gonna do the same method again. Simply just replace layers by pressing Alt button on your keyboard. Alright guys, it's done. Now we have to repeat the same method 2-3 times more for making that carousel animation. So I have speed up the video because we have to save little bit time and we can move forward to the next animation. Alright, so after doing all of these things, now we have to align them properly, make sure their size, position and everything should be same. So simply select all these layers. Then here you can see the radial button, simply click on it and check mark this rotate along circle and press OK. So this plugin can automatically align your images like this and you can easily like adjust its radius and you can rotate it like this and everything you can do with that plugin. But there's a one more thing that we need to do. Simply select all your layers, then go to the transform and select auto orient and select third option like this. But it's not working because we have to apply auto orient before we radial everything. So I need to undo everything again like this. Then simply select radial and press OK. And it's worked. Now it will rotate toward the camera. Alright, so simply keep its radius to 0% like this. Then add a keyframe on it. But wait, let me trim out the null layer like this. And then I'm gonna add keyframe to the radius and after a few frames forward I'm gonna add another keyframe and simply increase the radius something like this much and it's look like this. Okay, but we need to adjust the keyframe little bit. Firstly I'm gonna apply the flow plugin, then I'm gonna move it closer like this so it's look like this and I think it's much better. Next I'm gonna add rotation keyframe, but firstly let's see how it's going to look. I think starting point is perfect. Now we need to add rotation. So I'm gonna add slightly rotation here. Then after a few frame distance, I'm gonna add another rotation here like this. So it will look like this basically. Start with slow and then it will go faster. So I'm adjusting the keyframe properly like according to the animation. Okay, like this. And exactly here we need to remove the text like this. Alright, so animation is perfect. Simply duplicate all these layers and then simply move them like this. So now we have two layers. So this is for, wait, I'll tell you. But firstly, we are going to remove these two keyframes like this. And exactly at this keyframe, we are going to scale its size and then also a little bit of radius like this much. And I'm adjusting it a little bit. Okay. Now one by one, I'm gonna add fast prox blur in every layer and I'm gonna keep its intensity to 13%. Okay, I'll change it later because right now I have mentioned 9%, but I'll change it later. Okay, so keep its intensity to 13% only for these upper layers so it can create a kind of depth. So it's look like this, but exactly here, like I'm gonna add a keyframe and simply increase its radius like this. Okay, the animation will look like this. Right now I'm adjusting the keyframe, making it more smoother. Alright, so as you can see, I have changed the blur radius to 13% in every layer. Alright, so for the match cut, now we need to add a scale animation here. So I'm gonna create a little bit zoom scale animation like this. Okay, and simply adjust this keyframe like this and add a flow plugin and look at this.
GPT searches nearby restaurants. GPT searches nearby. The future of e-commerce is about to change.
And it all begins with a
Conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby? GPT searches nearby restaurants and surfaces the best.
Alright, so we have done this much animation and now we have to create another transition so we can move toward the next animation. So firstly, I'm gonna select both controllers like this and this one, and then I'm gonna create a null, and here I'm gonna add a keyframe, scale keyframe basically, and then simply create a little bit of zoom like this much. Then simply go to the second circle controller and I'm gonna add a keyframe here also, radius. Yeah. Then after a few frames later, like exactly here, I'm gonna increase its radius like this much. And here I'm going to apply flow plugin. Alright, so now we are going to add gradient in our layers. Okay, so I'm gonna create a effect that is basically reveal effect by using gradient. Okay, so simply add 4 color gradient and it's look like this. Okay, firstly we have to adjust these anchor points and these gradients like this. Now I'm gonna change the color one by one. I'm gonna keep the purple and blue kind of color, so I'm gonna change first color to little bit of bluish color. Okay, and the second color should be another shade of blue like this. And after this I'm gonna change its blending mode to screen. Okay, and we will keep the third and fourth color exactly as it is. Alright, so after this I'm gonna add keyframe to its opacity, and then exactly here I'm gonna move this keyframe. Then after a few frames later I'm gonna add another keyframe, and yeah, I'm gonna place this keyframe here and it's look like this. After this I'm gonna copy the color gradient and I'm gonna paste it into second layer like this. Then I'm going to paste this one by one every single layer.
Searches nearby restaurants and surfaces.
Just adjust them according to the frame.
Searches nearby restaurants and surfaces.
I think it's done.
GPT searches nearby restaurants.
So simply like adjust them according to the frames. Okay, like one by one, exactly same that I'm doing right now. But wait, let's rearrange them properly. So firstly I'm gonna arrange them properly in a row like this in a same line, and then like this. Then after this I'm gonna select all these keyframe and simply press alt on your keyboard and drag them like this, so it will automatically arrange sequentially.
The future of e-commerce is about to change, and it all begins with a conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby? GPT searches nearby restaurants and surfaces the best options instantly. It compares price, ratings, delivery time, and
I have to tell you one thing, guys. Can you see these keyframes? I know I didn't make this keyframe on screen. Unfortunately, I lost that clip where I make these keyframes. But the good thing is it's just a normal position animation. So yeah, you can make it. So I just wanted to tell you so you won't get confused later. So yeah, that's all. But I didn't lose the full clip. So that's why I have some part of this recording. Okay, so I'll tell you the main thing that I have done with these keyframes. Okay, let's start. So firstly you have to select these keyframes and then go to the graph editor and you have to make this kind of graph. Okay, and it's called ease out graph, and let me show you the animation how it's look. So it's look like this. Okay, you have to make this kind of position down animation. Okay. And one thing you need to do, you have to trim out every single layer after these keyframes like this. Alright, so before we start the next animation, let me show you first what kind of animation that we are going to make. And I think it's gonna be the one of the complex animation in this video. And so please watch carefully. I'll try to explain you everything in detail. So the upcoming animation is this. Here you can see the text animation and graph animation both. Okay, and it's not that much complex, but it's gonna take a lot of time, seriously, because we have to animate every single line and we have to make the smooth flow also. Yeah, so that's gonna take time. But you don't need to worry about, guys, because your brother will tell you everything in detail. So let's go, let's start the animation.
The future of e-commerce is about to change. It all begins with conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby? GPT searches nearby restaurants and surfaces the best options.
So for making the text animation, I'm gonna choose the previous text. Then I'm gonna duplicate this and simply place it right here like this. And it's already pre-animated text, so we don't need to add any kind of text animation or something.
Restaurants and surfaces the best options instantly.
We just need to change the text. So I'm gonna change the text to best options instantly, and I'll just center it properly like this.
And surfaces the best options in.
Hey guys, as you just saw, we have lost the clip, and it is because of my mistake, because I didn't lock the screen in OBS software, and it's automatically shifted the screen, and I don't know how it's happened, but it's happened. But the best thing is, in that specific part I didn't edit so much, so that's why I am able to recover everything. So this is what we have lost in this clip. Firstly, these keyframes and a shape layer that I'll show you later. Alright, so now we need to create a straight line. Firstly, I've select the pen tool, then simply enable the proportional grid like this and create a straight line. Okay, and I'm gonna remove the extra part of the layer like this. Now we don't need the grid anymore, so I'm gonna disable it. Then I'm gonna parent the shape layer to the text layer like this. Alright, so I'm gonna move this slightly left. I think this much. After this, I'm gonna add trim path in our shape layer like this. Then simply add keyframe to the end like this and move this few frames forward. And then add another keyframe and keep its value to 0. And it's look like this. Okay, after this I'm gonna select all of these keyframes and then simply make it easy. So this is the second thing that we have lost in our recording, but don't worry, I'll tell you everything that I've used in this animation. So firstly, I've used a shape layer. Secondly, I've used a text and simply a icon. Okay, and for shape layer I've used a white color, and also I have used a gray color stroke in the shape layer. So basically I have used two text here, as you can see, and the first text will be the heading and the second text will be like a description of that shape layer. Okay, and we are going to use these kind of shape layers like 3 to 5, I think 4 to 5 something. And one more thing, it's basically we are going to show the back end, like what ChatGPT does when you write a prompt for ordering food basically. So it will analyze, it will find nearby restaurant, and it will set pricing and offer and everything basically. So this kind of backend we have to show in our video. So I've created the first one, which is analyzing quality, and I have also added the description. So it's look like this. But let me get back to the main comp. Like here, I'm gonna uh, right click on it and simply go to the reveal layer source and simply duplicate it and move this inside the timeline. And then simply, as you can see, firstly I'm gonna rename it. So first one should be food quality. Okay, next let me adjust the layer like this, and then I'm gonna change its text to user request like this, and I'm also gonna change its description So as I said, I'm using ChatGPT for this backend process, and he gave me everything like the heading and the description also. So I'm just gonna copy it and simply paste it here, and then simply adjust everything inside the shape layer. Alright, so I'm one by one creating all these shape layers, and I'm changing their name and description also. So yeah, it's creating very easy. So I've just speed up the recording basically, so we could save some time. And the main thing isn't the creating these shape layers. The main thing is animating them. That time I'll tell you everything about animating them, like how you can arrange them, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of process basically. So for now, it's look like this. And it's depend on you, like how much process you want to. So like you can create 6 to 7 or less than 6 to 7 layers. So yeah, let's start the animation part. But first, let's see the proper preview, and let's see the how much animation we have done yet.
Future of e-commerce is about to change, and it all begins with a conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby? GPT searches nearby restaurants and surfaces the best options instantly. It compares price, rating.
Alright, so firstly, we have to rearrange these shape layers properly according to their process. Okay, so let me rearrange them one by one, and you can also rearrange them exactly like me. Alright, so I have arranged them properly, and right now I'm arranging their name, means their layer, according to their position. Alright, so next we will create lines that connect each of them. So I'm gonna select the pen tool and then simply create lines like this and adjust them properly. But let me remove the fill option like this, and simply like align them, simply like adjust them like this. And now it's time to the second one. All right, and similarly we'll do the same thing with others. And simply adjust them properly, like let me adjust them again like this. Okay, now let's complete these two also. So now I've started creating. Oh, so I think I need to adjust the layer, so let me adjust this. Okay, now it's good, and there is only last one left. So yeah. All right, so everything is done. Now we need to just animate them properly, and it's look like this. But first we need to copy the gradient from here. Simply select any layer like this, and then I'm gonna copy the four-color gradient. After this, simply paste it inside any precom. So I'm gonna select the first one. Right, so after this I'm gonna add a effect that is linear wipe. Okay, so the effects look like this. You can simply increase its feather and adjust its wipe angle exactly likes me. Next, I have added a keyframe. So exactly few frames later, I'm gonna add another keyframe, like right here. I simply keep its value 0%. Okay, so I think it's a little bit fast, so I'm gonna move them a little bit further, like I guess this much. All right, so let me adjust this keyframe. I guess this is good. And next, we need to change its blending mode to normal. Then we will add opacity keyframe and simply move this slightly earlier, and then keep its opacity to 0%, and it's look like this. And then I'm gonna simply adjust these anchor points, I mean its color. And after this, let me adjust these keyframes. Okay, so it's look like this. Just I'm gonna move the pink one here. All right, so next I'm just gonna change its color a little bit. Like as you can see, if you want the exact same color, you can simply copy the hex code. And after this, I'll just adjusting it properly. Okay, it's good. Next, I'm gonna copy these two settings, which is like four-color gradient and linear wipe, and simply paste these two other layers like this. As you can see, it's working. So simply one way I'm gonna pasting it. Okay, so it's look like this. Okay. Then I'm gonna simply adjust these layers by their position, like one by one. Alright, so let's animate the lines. So firstly, I've selected the first one and simply add trim path, and I'm gonna add keyframe here and keep its value like 0%. Okay, and then move few frames forward and simply add another keyframe and keep its value 100%. Alright, it's done, and simply adjust them according to the animation. We don't need like too much fast animation, so yeah, we have enough space to animate them. So simply adjust the layer according the line. Okay, like this. All right, so it's look like this, and now it's time to the second one. I've selected the second layer. Simply we are going to add trim path again. I think I should copy all of them, but yeah, no issue. So I have already added trim path. Simply add and keyframe and keep its value 0% like this. Then here I'm gonna move this keyframe. Then I move my timeline few frames forward like this much, and here I'm gonna increase its value to 100%. Then it's time for the third one. So let me close these layers, and now I've added the trim path, and simply like we do the same thing that we did before. Alright, so I have tell you enough. I don't think so you need more explanation for making this animation. It's just a basic trim path. So yeah, I'm gonna speed up the recording from here because you have to copy the same method for making other lines too. Alright, so trim path animation is done. Lastly, I'm adjusting these clips and these tape layers according to their animation, and I'm making it more smooth. So if I think like there's any part which is too fast or too slow, so I am adjusting that part also, and I'm trying to make a very smooth kind of animation.
Guys, greetings, deliver.
Alright, so as you saw the animation, it's good, it's smooth also. Next, I'm gonna animate these shape layers. So I'm not gonna animate the first one because it's linked with that line. So we'll start with this food quality layer, okay? And then I'll just add a position keyframe. Then few frames later, I'm gonna move this upward like this, okay? Then again, after a few seconds later, I'm gonna copy the first keyframe and simply paste it over there. And the animation will look like this, but it's little bit too fast, I guess, so I'm gonna adjust this keyframe. Okay, little bit more, because we don't need fast animation, we need like slightly movements because we are creating floating animation, so yeah, it should be slow. Next, I'm gonna animate this menu layer. Okay, so I'm gonna add position and then simply give them slightly movement like this. Then simply few frames later, I'm gonna copy the first keyframe and simply paste it here. Alright, so it's time for the next layer, and one more thing, don't copy paste these keyframes because every layer should have their own animation. So I feel it's necessary. If you are creating flowchart, then the animation should be random, so it's looks more authentic. So yeah, keep that in your mind. Alright, so now it's time for the next layer, and I'm going to animate this layer. Okay, and simply give them slightly movement and then copy the first keyframe and paste it here. Alright, so guys, there's only one left, and which is the last one, and here I'm going to give a different movement because I'm going to move this to the right side, and after this I'm gonna repeat the same step like copy and paste. And I think it's done, and as you can see, it's look like this. Okay, and let me adjust few things like right here. Okay, everything is working. So next we need to animate these lines. Okay, so for animating these lines we need to match their animation with the shape layer. So for this I'm gonna search path and simply add keyframe, and next we need to match the animation. So what we can do is simply we will add keyframe where the shape layer keyframe, like exactly here. I'm gonna adjust these lines like this. Then the next keyframe we will add here, exactly here. Okay, so simply I'm gonna copy the first keyframe and simply paste it here, and after adjusting it the animation will look like this. As you can see, it's perfectly animated. Okay, same thing we'll do with the other shape layers also. So this is the next shape layer that we are going to animate. So let me select this. Okay, this is the shape layer and this is the line. So I'm gonna select this and search path and add keyframe, and the next keyframe I'll match with this one. Okay, here I'm gonna adjust the line. So I'm gonna move this exactly here, and by using these anchor lines you can simply animate these lines like this. And okay, so next keyframe I'm gonna add here. So simply copy the first keyframe and simply paste it like this, and it's done. Let's see how it's going to look. Okay, so here it's creating problems, so I'm gonna move this little upward and simply I'm gonna adjust this. Okay, like this, and now it's perfect. So next line is this, so I'm gonna animate this line. So this is the shape layer and the line layer is this one, shape layer 3. Okay, so I'll simply search path again, and here's the path. Simply I'll add keyframe, and next keyframe I'm gonna add, and the next keyframe I'm gonna add exactly here by matching their keyframes. So let me align these lines. Then for the last keyframe I'm gonna copy the first one and simply paste it here. Okay, now it's done properly. After this we will do the same thing with others. So I've selected the shape layer 4 and I've searched the path. Now I've added the keyframe like this, and then let me put this keyframe here, and then exactly like right here I'll add another keyframe and simply we will animate it. So I've selected this point and I'm gonna attach this here and this one right here, and by using this anchor lines I'll just adjust this properly. Now it's good, and simply here I'm gonna adjust this again. You can copy the first keyframe or you can animate it again. And now it's time for the last two lines. So I've selected this one, which is say player 5. Simply I'll search path, and here's the path. I've added keyframe, and I'll do the same thing basically. So exactly here timeline is already perfect, so we'll start from here. I'll add keyframe so we don't need to animate this part also. And in the first keyframe I'll just adjusting this point properly like this. And here we have added only two keyframes because the animation is different compared to the other ones. And I have selected the shape layer 6. Now I'm gonna search path and I've added keyframe like this. Okay, now exactly at this position, like right here, I'm gonna add another keyframe like this. Okay, then go back to the previous keyframe, and here we just need to adjust these points. So I've selected the first one and I'm gonna attach this here and this one here. Now let me adjust the middle one, and after like it's done. Okay, now it's properly animating, and the animation is look like this. Okay, okay, so let's see how it's gonna look outside.
It compares price, ratings, delivery time, and overall value, so you don't have to. It even instantly. It compares price, ratings, delivery time, and overall value, so you
Alright, so animation is done and it's exactly that we are looking for. Now we need to animate this pre-comp. So I have added a scale keyframe and I'm gonna move this keyframe at the starting point, and then I've added another keyframe and I'm gonna move this right here like
so
this.
you don't have to. It even understands compares price, ratings, delivery.
Simply we'll move our timeline where the animation end exactly like right here. So we'll just trim out the pre-comp like this. Simply we will add scale keyframe like this, and let me increase the scale value, and I think this much is best. Now we need to add position keyframe also. So okay, so let me adjust this one, and I have added position keyframe. Then few frames later I'm gonna add another keyframe, and simply I'll move the position left side. Then simply select these keyframe and make them easy ease like this, and let me adjust this one. So I have selected a previous layer and I have created a position animation here also. And then what you need to do is simply make them easy ease. Now select these keyframes and go to the graph editor and make exact graph like me. Okay, and there's a one more thing. uh Let me move this keyframe little earlier right here. Then again go to the graph editor and simply adjust this graph, and the animation will look like
Compares
this.
price,
But here's the
ratings,
catch, guys.
delivery
After some
time,
time I'm gonna
and
remove this animation, not the animation, basically I'm talking about this trim layer
delivery time
and
and
this zoom
overall
effect,
value. So
because I don't think so it's look good. And
compares price,
I've showed you
ratings,
everything
delivery
because it's a
time,
part
and
of the
overall
process.
value.
That's
Compares
why I've
price,
showed you everything. And also you have two options: either
time,
you can
and
choose
overall
this one
value.
or you can
So
go
you
with
don't have
that
to
one that
time
I'll
and
create. All right guys, so this is the next two animation that we are going to create, and it's look like this as you can see in the preview panel. And for making this animation I have used so many like reviews. As you can see right now, I took this reviews from Uber Eats app, and these are the screenshot basically. All right, so for now let's start the animation. So for making this animation, firstly we need gradient, these blue gradients. So I'm gonna duplicate them and simply move this where we are going to create animation, like right here. And I'll just trying to adjust this properly. Like I'm gonna move this here. Okay, now it's good. Alright, so let me show you the screenshot. So as you can see, there are lots of screenshot, and I've took this much because we need mixed reviews. Some are 5 star and some are like 1 or 2 star. So yeah, that's why. Although I'll give you these screenshot inside my pack, but anyways, I'll tell you how you can get these reviews from Uber Eats app. Simply, you don't need to do anything extra. Just simply download Uber Eats app. And if you're also from India like me, you just need to change the country and address, and you can get the access of Uber Eats app. Just simply find any restaurant or any dishes and you can get the reviews there. Alright, so let's move to the animation. Firstly, I'll select the ellipse tool, sorry, rectangle tool, and then simply mask it like this. Wait, you don't need to mask here. Simply remove it. Firstly, you need to make a pre-compose, okay? Let me remove the extra part. Alright, and simply I'll just create a pre-compose like this. Then go inside the layer and simply here you need to mask the image. Properly mask it like this so it can look like a bar, like review bar like this. Okay, then simply duplicate the shape layer like this. Select the previous one and select mask. I'll just keep this here like this. Now we have two reviews. Okay, so I'll do the same process again, like simply duplicate the layer and select this mask. Now simply drag it down to the next review like this, and I'm going to use ruler so I can easily align them properly. Like I'm gonna place this right here. Okay, and simply align every like layer according to the line like this, and I'll just repeat the same step again and again and simply use different screenshots. Sometime use 5 star reviews, sometime use 3 star reviews. Okay, and exactly we need like so many screenshots for this animation, because we are going to create a scrolling effect. So yeah, that's why. All right, so it's done. Now we just need to animate them. So let me adjust this first, and next let me like move these shape layers. Let me move this here, and I'm gonna move this behind the animation, and this one too. So because of these gradient, the background color automatically changed. So let me make them white again, like this. And also I'm gonna move this gradient layer exactly like after this text, and it's done. All right, so let's make the review animation. So for this, firstly we need to like arrange them properly according to their position. So I'll just arranging them properly, and also I'm changing their label color so I can easily find them. That's why. So now after this, simply like select all these layers from top to bottom, and then hold Control and Alt button on your keyboard and drag them like this. So now you can able to arrange them one by one without doing anything extra, like this. So this is how it's look in the main timeline, and now we need to animate them, and also we need to add gradient in it. So firstly I'm going to make a position animation just to keep second review at the center, and we are going to animate them like a stop motion animation. So basically we will add keyframes according to the every single frame and according to the every single review, and that's how we will create a stop motion animation. So you will understand this later, and right now I am adding ruler. So because of this we can easily understand like where's the center part. It will guide us to keep every single image at the center. All right, so right now we need to create gradient for our review images. So I'm just gonna copy their gradient. So simply I have copied it. Simply go back to the review image comp here, and here I'm just gonna paste it, and it's look like this. Okay, just we need to arrange them properly, and we are done. And also I'm gonna copy this linear vibe. Okay, I paste it too, and I like it's look like this. Okay, so firstly I'm going to arrange these keyframes according to our image. Okay, so I'm arranging it, but I think I should remove the four color gradient because we can make something different according to us. So all right, so I have removed it. Now we need to adjust the linear vibe. So simply go to the effect control panel, and I have increased its feather. I think it's much better right now. And simply we will copy this linear vibe and simply paste it in our other layers too. Alright, so give me a second to paste this. Right now I have added this effect in 3 to 4 layers, and we will add more if we need. Okay, so firstly let's make gradient. So I have created a straight line here. Okay, let me adjust this. Now I'm just gonna like increase its stroke like this much so it can cover whole image. Then I'll simply add a effect called hue and saturation like this. And firstly we need to change the white color with a red color. Okay, this is good. Then you can simply use this round dial to change its color. And I've just added a keyframe to channel range. Okay, now after few frames later I'll just simply change its color like to this. Okay, so it can automatically gives you 2 to 3 colors. Okay, between these keyframes. Wait, I'm just adjusting it properly. All right, okay, so then simply track mate the shape layer with the image, and I'm just adjusting its position. Okay, so now it's look like this. After this we just need to change its blending mode. So like here's the blending mode, and I'm gonna change it to add. It's not good basically, so we will firstly trim out the layer, and now I'm gonna change it again. uh I'm gonna change it to blending mode, and normal. Okay, normal. Let's select the normal, and I'm gonna keep its opacity to 56%, and the gradient will look like this. Alright, so now we need to create a fade in effect, so I'm gonna use opacity keyframes for making the fade out effect basically. So simply adjust and create fade out effect exactly like me. And when it's done, we will simply copy paste this gradient effect in other layers too. Alright guys, so now we are done. Just what we need to do is, just we need to duplicate the shape layer, and one by one we need to adjust this above the every single image that we have. Like this, as you can see, I have adjusted it properly, and simply track mate this also. Let me position it properly between the like image, like this, okay? And also don't forget to track mate and parent link this effect. Alright, so one by one we will do the same thing with the others. So for now, I'm gonna speed up the recording here. And one more thing, I have also added that linear wife effect in these images. Alright, so this is how it's look. Now we need to add animation. So we will start from here, okay? And we left some space for the animation. Simply I'm gonna add a scale keyframe here. Then we'll move our timeline few frames, like 1 or 2 frames later, and then simply we will decrease the scale value like this much, and simply adjust it like right here. Wait, let me expand the timeline. And I've also added the position, and then simply just move it up like this much, and simply select this keyframe and right click on it and simply select toggle hold. So it will add a hold effect in our keyframe.
It even understands.
So it's look like this, okay?
It even understands real-time custom.
Then after this we'll move our timeline where the third image will appear, like exactly here, okay? Then I'll simply add position and a scale keyframe like this. But firstly, let me adjust these lines properly like this. Then simply move it upward like this much. Okay, now it's look like this. Okay, then we'll move to the next image, like right here. Then we will again add keyframe, and then after like 1 or 2 frames, we'll simply move the position upward like this. So yeah, that's how we are going to make this animation. So yeah, one by one, just add these keyframes and move them upward. And after all of this, when we play the clip, we will able to see how our animation gonna look like. And that's how you can make stop motion animation. So let's see how it's going to look like.
It even understands real-time custom. It even understands real-time customer feedback.
Alright, so it's pretty good as we expected. Just we need to add position keyframe and simply move it downward like this.
It even understands real-time.
So basically we did this because we need to make a smooth transition between two animation. So that's why we made this animation, as you can see, so both can sync properly. Just select this keyframe and move them here so we can get some breathe space for the animation.
It even understands.
Alright, so like this, simply select this keyframe and make them easy.
It even understands. It even understands. It even understands real-time.
Alright, so I'm inside the pre-comp, and I'm thinking to change its gradient because like it's not that good, I feel so, because we are trying to create a simple theme, like a same color theme basically for our animation. It should be blue or something, okay, because the video is for ChatGPT. Yeah, that's why. So right now, one by one, I am disabling the hue and saturation effect on the layers. Maybe we are going to use solid color or maybe blue color something. Alright, so after this, I'm just simply gonna select all these layers like this. Simply, I'm gonna change this color to blue like this. I think so it's better than the previous one, but previous one has vibrant color, so maybe it's look good to you. But we are creating a minimal video, so color theme is also matter to us. Alright, so I have trimmed out the extra part of the animation according to our voiceover. Alright guys, so let's move to the next animation, and for the next animation we need to use this same layer because the animation is also for reviews as you saw it on the preview panel. So for that animation, I'm just simply gonna right click and go to the reveal layer source and simply duplicate it from the project panel and simply move this directly in your timeline like this. Alright, so if we change anything in this pre-comp, that will not going to affect the main pre-comp. That's why we duplicate it that way. By the way, right now I am inside the duplicated pre-comp, okay? So first thing we need to do is simply let me remove some of these effect. Alright. And then I'm going to change its breadth and height. something to 9020 and 1080p. Okay, like this. Now what we need to do is simply we will create a adjustment layer like this, and we'll add a effect called grid. All right, so first thing first, let me change its color. So I'm gonna change its color to black color like this. Then we just need to create grid exactly like 3 by 6. Okay, it should be like 3 columns and 6 rows like this. Wait, I'll show you. Just maybe we need to move the y-axis. Okay, that's how it's going to be look. Okay, now let me move the adjustment layer to the bottom, like right here. Then we will able to see these like images, and let me remove the extra one. After this, simply adjust these screenshots between these columns like this, and also keep them centered properly. And we will use more images later according to the food image that we are going to use. So right now, firstly, we need to make a like shape according to these columns like this. So we can use trackmate, or we can adjust our images according to them. So like this, it should be the same size as columns. Okay, let me move this above the adjustment layer, like right here, and let me change its color so it can be more visible like this, and it's look like this. Okay, it's perfect. Just need to duplicate them and simply adjust every shape in every boxes. So like right now I'm going to duplicate this 3, then simply go to the linear, and I'm just adjusting it like this. All right, simply I'm just gonna select all of these 3, and simply I'm again gonna duplicate it and simply move them slightly above like this, and simply move this upward like this. Perfect. Same thing we need to do with the bottom one. So here I have moved the adjustment layer above these shape layers, and just we need to arrange them serial wise like 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so according to their position basically, so we can easily find them. All right, so now we just need to add any food video or food images in our shape layer, and simply trackmate them properly like as I am doing right now. And also side by side I'm arranging these shape layer properly so we could easily find them, so we won't get confused between these image layers, and there's so many things basically. Alright, so while I'm adding these images, let me tell you about the Figma. So as I told you before, like here you could get everything about Uber Eats, like the UI panels, like the food images and all. And I also took some of the images from there. And yeah, it's gonna be helpful for you if you are recreating this video. So I just wanted to say like use them for your video. And yeah, I'll give you the link or maybe the pack of this Figma file. And after this I'm gonna just adjust these, like these reviews panels are too long, so I'm just adjusting their shape properly, like as you can see. So like here as you can see their corners are too sharp, so for make them rounded we need a effect called rough and edge, and simply change its edge type to cut, and simply increase its sharpness to like 10% and keep its fractal to 0, and simply increase its border, and yeah, you can get the rounded edge. I'm thinking to add a bounce effect in these feedback images. So like I have a preset that is bounce text. Okay, this one it's one pretty good, but you could make it manually as well, but maybe I'll try to give this in my pack, or you can use the bouncer plugin for making this bounce effect. So just one by one I'm adding bounce effect in every layer. And I've also decided to add some of the videos in these reviews. So firstly the center one, so I'm for this using a like pizza video like this one. I like this one, so I'm just gonna download it, and simply I'm going to paste this on the center one like this. And same thing we do for the burger one, like I'm also gonna download a video of a burger. So yeah, I think this one is good, so I'll just simply download it, and it's done. And let's replace this also. go to the reveal layer source and simply replace footage and go to the file and simply select your file and then import. And yeah, that's how you can replace anything easily. Alright, so after this, I'm just trying to create pre-comp and simply select all these layers, and I'm just gonna select the image and their layer and their feedback and simply pre-compose them. Okay, and I'm also gonna rename it to 3. Okay, same thing we do for other layer also. So just select one of them and their materials and simply pre-compose them. And for this one, I'm gonna give it to 4 according to their position. So I'm making them pre-compose because we can add any gradient effect or something, and also it will make it more organized. That's why. Alright guys, so let me rearrange them serial wise. So as you can notice, like I have changed two images, like first one and second one. Alright, and I have added video in first one. Okay, so it's just to let you know. Alright, so now we have to drag these precoms. So simply select all of them and press Ctrl Alt on your keyboard and simply drag them to the left side like this. Okay, so it will create a sequence wise animation like 1 2 3 4 5 6 at that type. Okay, so yeah, when it's done, it's look like this. So also one more thing, I'm just gonna remove this bounce effect. So I'll just click on this kill expression button and it will kill all the expression in your layer. So I'll do the same thing with others layer too, where we add bounce effect. Okay, because we are going to make like so many bounce animation won't look good, so that's why I'm gonna remove them. Alright guys, so now we need to make gradient for these images. So firstly, I'm gonna create the straight line like this, and simply I'll just increase its stroke value like something this much. Okay, and now we will add a kind of gradient effect in it. So for that gradient, firstly let me adjust these lines properly, then simply click on this stroke option and simply select linear gradient, and this is the same preset that we use for other gradient. So I'll just simply adjust them like this. Okay, and now we just need to change its color. So you can just copy me or like copy my settings and all. Okay, and yeah, you will able to make the same gradient. This is the gradient that we are going to use in our animation, and just we need to use fast box blur and simply increase its radius so like we can easily blur it. Okay, and simply copy the gradient because we are going to paste them inside the precomp. So I've selected the first precomp and I've simply pasted here, and I'm just gonna increase its like size, so you can simply adjust its stroke. Okay, like this. Then we will simply make a position animation like this. So firstly I'm gonna move the position upward, then after few frames later, like exactly here, I'm gonna move this downward, and also I'm gonna track mate the gradient with the shape layer, this one like this. Okay, lastly we need to add opacity. So I'm gonna select the layer and I'm gonna keep its value to 46%, then I'll add keyframe, and the second keyframe should be 0% something. So it's look like this. Simply adjust these keyframes exactly like me. Animation is little bit slow, so I'll just move this a little bit closer. Then I'll simply copy the gradient and simply I'll paste it in my second precomp like this. And simply just we need to track mate it, and also I'm gonna adjust its position according to the image like this. Okay, now this one is done, and I'm also going to trim out it from here like this. Okay, we don't need extra part, so simply I'll copy the gradient and simply we'll paste it in the third precomp like this, and I'll just adjusting its anchor point. I'm using anchor point because the position one is already used. So yeah, and just simply trackmate the gradient with the shape layer. Alright, so by using the same method, we will simply add gradient in our other layers. We will simply add a scale keyframe in our precomp, and we will increase its scale value. Then after few frames later, I'll simply decrease it to something like 80%, and then we will simply select this keyframe and make them easy ease. So what we need to do is simply we need to move the graph to the left side like this. So it start fast and go slow. Wait, I'll show you how it's going to look like. Alright, so it's look like this. So for making a smooth transition, we need to do the same kind of thing with our previous layer. So I'll just simply add a scale keyframe. Then exactly where's the animation end, we'll just simply decrease its scale value. Simply select this keyframe, make them easy ease, and then go to the graph editor. But this time we'll move the graph to the right side like this. And now transition will look like this. Like as you can see, it's pretty perfect. But there's a one more thing I'm gonna do inside this pre-comp. Okay, so I'm thinking instead of sequence wise revealing, let's make the animation randomize because it's look much better. So I'm just arranging the clips like this. And there's a one more thing, don't change the middle one position, okay? Because it's going to our main focus. So I'm just arranging them properly, and I'm also gonna move the middle one at the starting point. So it's look like this, as you can see. Okay, I'm just arranging it a little bit more, and also like I'm gonna scale it up a little bit more like this. And lastly, I think I should add little bit like fade in effect. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a opacity animation at the starting point of these layers like this, and simply I'm gonna copy paste this in each and every layer. And now it's done, and I think it's now more perfect than the previous one. Okay, so I'm inside the layer and I'm going to copy this gradient, and I'm gonna use this for or this animation. Okay, so I'll just simply disable their four color gradient effect. So now it's done. Let me select any layer. So let's select the first one, and here I'm gonna paste this effect. Firstly, simply adjust them properly, scale it down, and yeah. Then simply just I'm gonna add this opacity keyframe like this much, and I'm gonna move this layer like this. Then simply I'll add position keyframe, and then simply I'm gonna move it to the left side like this, and the animation will look like this. Okay, so it's good. Just we need to like lastly I just need to arrange its opacity keyframe, and I'm also gonna adjust its position keyframe as well, so it's look like this. Then I'll just simply trackmate this with the shape layer. So inside the stroke I'm gonna remove these two tag. Firstly is this, and second one is this. Okay, and I'm also going to like we just need to move its position a little bit more right like this. Okay, all right, so it's done. Simply we'll copy this shape layer and we'll paste this in our other layers too. Like exactly here, I'm gonna paste this and simply trackmate it with the shape layer. Okay, now I'm gonna select the third layer like this, and I'm gonna paste this here and also arrange the gradient according to the reveal animation. Okay, so like I'm gonna move this right here. Just simply I'll enable the toggle switch and trackmate this. So now it's perfectly synced. Okay, now it's time for the fourth one, and here I'm gonna move this according to its animation like right here. Then I'll enable the toggle switch and simply trackmate this with the shape layer. Okay, now this one is also done, and now there's a two more left, I guess, two or maybe three. Okay, let me rearrange them properly. Okay, So now there is two animation left. So let me quickly rearrange them. Alright, so now it's perfect and it's time for the last one. And now it's properly synced. And honestly, it's look good. So you can keep that pink color. But like I have to manage the color theme. So I'm gonna, I think, change its color. So let me select the gradient. Okay, here. And I'm gonna select this tag. And I think blue color will look good. Like this. And yeah, it's look good, honestly. And I'm just gonna copy the hex code. This one. Simply I'm going to paste this into the other layers. So like this, I'm gonna select this one tag and here I'm gonna paste that hex code like right here. And yeah, it's done. Same thing we'll do with the others like this. Alright, so as you can see, like they are properly synced and they are also like maintaining our color theme. And now I'm going to increase its like scale value. Like for this second keyframe, I'm gonna keep it like something 90 to 95% something because we need some white border. Okay, so like I'm not gonna make it like 100%. And now for the first keyframe, I'm gonna increase it like way more, like 167 something. And the animation looks like this. Alright, so now it's time to finish this animation. So for this, I'm gonna add a effect which is CC radial scale wipe, this one. And if you increase its property, it's look like this. Okay, it's kind of fish eye effect something. But we have to click on this option which is reverse transition. So now it's look like a circle liquid glass kind of effect. Okay, so when you increase its property, you can simply adjust its scale value like this much. So what we are going to do is simply here I'm gonna add keyframe. Then after few frames later, I'll add another keyframe and simply I'll increase its value until we'll get this size. I think it's little bit small, but we'll fix it later so there's no issue. Okay. So simply select these keyframe and make them easy ease. Then go to the graph editor and let's adjust its graph. So simply select the graph and create exact graph likes me. So it starts with fast and goes slow. So let's see the animation how it's going to look. Alright, it's little bit fast, but it's perfect. We'll fix it. So I'm adjusting the keyframes little bit so we can get a smooth animation.
Customer feedback to help you make a smarter choice. And all of this happens in
Alright, so now we need ChatGPT logo PNG so we can like replace this bubble with the ChatGPT logo. Okay, so I'm just adjusting it properly like this. So I have adjusted the ChatGPT logo properly. Okay, now let me trim out the extra layer also like this. Okay, so exactly here we need to trim out the pre-comp as well, and it's look like this. Now we need to add rotation in our chat GPT. So I'm gonna add rotation keyframe and simply rotate it like this.
all of this happens in sec.
So now it's looking like this.
All
I'm
of this
gonna adjust
happens
this here, and here I'm also gonna add opacity keyframe, like simply a fade in effect basically, so we can make a smoother transition.
and all of this happens in seconds.
Wait, let me add this much. Okay, we don't need too much rotation.
Smarter
So let's see
choice.
how it's going to
And
look.
all of this
All of this
happens in
I think it's good, but I'm just adjusting it according to the voiceover as well. So I'm just gonna increase its scale value, and also I'm adjusting its opacity.
all of this happens in seconds.
second.
Okay, and also I'm gonna add fade out effect in the pre-comp layer.
And all of this happens in seconds. And all of this happens in seconds.
In
And lastly, we'll select these rotation keyframes and make them easy, and then go to the graph editor and simply create graphs like me. Okay, Alright, so it's look like this.
voice. And all of this happens in
And after all of this, simply we will make this a pre-comp like this. And after inside the pre-comp, we'll simply change its composition setting and like we'll increase its width and height. So we could get enough space for any text or any animation something. Okay. So it looks like this
and
right
all
now.
of this happens in seconds.
So next we need to add text. So simply I'm gonna type thinking and simply adjust it beside the ChatGPT logo like this. Okay. And also I'm going to change its color to complete black. So exactly at this position, we'll simply place the text and trim out the extra part as well. So for text animation, I'm gonna use text preset. I have some text preset, so I'll show you it. So here, as you can see, character right one we are going to use. So I have applied it in my text layer and it's look like this. Although we need to do some extra thing as well, like we need to add blur in it. But first, let's adjust its keyframe.
And all
So
of this
like,
happens in seconds.
okay, now it's perfect. I have just moved this keyframe more closer and simply go to the add option, go to property, and here you can see the blur effect. Simply increase its value, um, like exactly here. Okay, so now I'm gonna increase its value something like 170 or something. It's all up to you.
And all of this happens in
All right, so it's look like
all of
this.
this happens in
So I have expand the text layer, and now exactly at this point I'm gonna trim out the text. Here I'm gonna type something else. So here I'm going to type analyzing. Okay. So first is thinking, second is analyzing. And I'm also using ruler so I can easily adjust them properly like this. And for the font, I'm using ASAP Pro here. Okay. Just we need to move this keyframe here. And the animation looks like this. But I think we should remove this keyframe because like there is so many animation. I'll remove it later. So I'm just gonna duplicate it one more time and simply move this behind the previous layer. So as you can see, I'm gonna remove these keyframes, all right, because we don't need so many animation, and I'm also gonna remove its keyframe as well, like this. Okay. All right, guys. So next we will create null layer and simply select these three text layer and parent them with the null. After this, we need to make position keyframe so we can center this animation. Exactly here, I'm gonna add position keyframe, and few frames later, I'll simply move this to the left side and arrange them at the center. It's going to something like this. Let me arrange these keyframe. Let me increase the
this
gap between these keyframe like this.
all of this happens
And
in
yeah,
seconds.
now after all of this, we'll simply select thinking text layer and I'm gonna add a effect that is light sweep. And as you can see, it's look like this. Simply I'm gonna increase its swipe intensity and a little bit of breadth. And I'm gonna add keyframe to center. And as you can see, this anchor point, I'm gonna move this right here. Then I'm gonna move this keyframe here. Then I'll just move the anchor point to the left side like this. And after arranging these keyframes, it's kind of create a sign effect in our text layer.
Happens in seconds.
So right now I'm just adjusting it properly. I've increased the length of the layer according to the voiceover. Okay. So
Happens in seconds. Introducing
and simply copy paste this CC light sweep in our analyzing layer also. Okay, like this. I'm also gonna adjust these keyframes according to the like text layer. So after all of this, I'm gonna increase the length of this analyzing two layer. Okay, so basically I'm going to create a transition, but like I'm gonna wipe out this text layer by using ChatGPT logo. So for this, I'm gonna add position, scale, and rotation keyframe in my ChatGPT layer like this. I'm gonna move this little bit earlier. Wait, let me add position keyframe also. Okay, now it's perfect. Then I'm gonna move its position to the left side like this. Then I'll just add a opacity animation in my text layer like this. Okay, it's kind of a fade out effect. So next we are going to create a shape layer, basically a rectangle shape layer, and simply make exactly like me. And let me make its anchor point and position centered like this. After this, I'm gonna change its color to gray color so it can be more visible. Okay, And I'm also gonna trim out the extra layer also. After this, simply create a big rectangle shape like this and also keep it to linear gradient. Then I'm gonna move these lines exactly like this. I'm gonna just expand them. After this, I'm gonna add some color tags here. So I'm just trying to make a gradient. So I'm just adjusting these tags, and for the middle one, I'm gonna change this color to light pink color like this. And then I'm just adjusting it properly. And here I have added another text and I have changed its color to white like this. It's look like this, but I'll add more color, I guess. Just simply expand this like this much. Wait, let's add more color. Here I'm gonna copy the purple color hex code and simply paste it here. Okay. And here I have added another tag and it should be white color. Alright, so let me move this here, and then I'm gonna select the base layer. Then simply tag mate the gradient layer with the base shape layer like this. And just I'm gonna move this down. And here I'm gonna add a effect called fast box blur. So edges can be more smooth like this. Then look at this. If we scale up the value, it can create a kind of animation. Okay. So I'll just simply add a scale animation like this. Okay. And as you can see, it looks so good. Definitely. I'll just simply duplicate the shape layer and slightly I'm gonna move this left side. And as you can see, when we play this clip, it can create another wave of gradient. So I'll just duplicate it again and slightly move this left side again. And as you can see, it's creating more waves. But we should add some gaps between these animation because like it's too fast right now. So I'm just creating some gap between these keyframes like this.
Introducing GPT-5.
And I think it's perfect. So I'm gonna repeat the process some more time so we can expand the animation basically. Alright, so after all of this, I'm just gonna select all these gradients and make them pre-comp. Then I'm gonna adjust them properly, like this. I'll just simply remove the extra part of the layer. Alright, so I'm going to replace the analyzing to text with the thinking text. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this and simply move this exactly right here, like this. And let me remove this one. And as you can see, when we play the clip, it's not perfect basically, it's disappearing. So firstly, let me remove these keyframes. Okay, and then I'm gonna move this pre-comp like right here. I'm gonna move this behind the ChatGPT logo, and now it's perfect. And also I'm gonna change this text to ChatGPT 5. But it's a typing error because the current version is ChatGPT 5 and this video is for upcoming feature. So we'll change it later to ChatGPT 6. Okay. And now we have to create a circular mask like this. So simply create a mask and then increase its feather value like this much. And also you have to adjust its mask expansion. I think this much is good. Lastly, I'm gonna adjust its like these points properly. Okay. Now it's perfect. Alright guys, so after all of this, we are going to animate this animation. Then I'm going to add a scale keyframe on the null layer and also we will parent the pre-comp with the null layer. Okay. After this, simply scale up the scale value and I'm gonna apply the flow plugin as well. So after adjusting these keyframes little bit, the animation will look like this.
Seconds. Introducing GP.
Also, let me increase the size of this gradient. And I'm also gonna add a rotation in my ChatGPT logo. So I have added a keyframe and then few frames later, I'll just simply add little bit of rotation, like not too much, like this much is good. So let's see.
Seconds.
So I'm going to add more rotation like this. And also let's add some distance between these keyframes. And
Seconds.
let's see.
Seconds. The future of e-commerce is about to change, and it all begins with a conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby? GPT searches nearby restaurants and surfaces the best options instantly. It compares price, ratings, delivery time, and overall value, so you don't have to. It even understands real-time customer feedback to help you make a smarter choice. And all of this happens in seconds.
So basically I have removed the zoom in keyframe. So that's why it's not zooming right now. Okay. Because we are going to do something else. So let me remove this mask. So right now we need to make this kind of mask basically. Then I'll simply increase its feather, and also I'm gonna decrease its mask expansion like this much. Okay, you can see their values. Now I'm also gonna adjust these masks as well like this. Okay, and now it's look like this. And just for now I'm also gonna remove these rotation keyframes. Okay, so next we need to animate the ChatGPT logo. So here I'm gonna add position keyframe, then here I'm gonna move this to the right side like this. Then select these keyframes, apply flow plugin. So next we need to create something that can hide this text. So I'll tell you what kind of animation we need to make here. We are going to create an animation when ChatGPT logo will move. It will also wiping out the text. So that kind of exact animation we need to make here. And when I was recording this clip, there's only one thing in my mind, like we need to use shape layer for making it real. But I know there's also better ways. So after some time I will replace this with the better one. Anyways, firstly we need a circular shape like this. Okay, and I'm gonna change its fill to solid color, and for now I'm gonna change its color to white color. Okay, so it can be more visible. Then I'll simply move this behind the ChatGPT logo and parent it also, and also keep the analyzing text behind it like this. Alright, so now it's done. Simply we will pick the background color, and now it's properly invisible, as you can see. So next what we need to do is simply let me remove the extra layer, and it's look like this. Okay, but we need to add blur as well, so I'm gonna add fastbox blur, and simply it's look like this. So now as you can see it can properly like working. Next we will create a fade in effect by using opacity, and let me expand this shape layer like this so it can cover whole text. And I have removed the extra layer and extra text. Now it's done. I'm adjusting this keyframe properly.
Seconds. Introducing GPT.
So only we need to adjust the position of this text. So like here's the position keyframes, as you can see. I'll just simply move this right here, and yeah,
Introducing
you can
GPT
simply adjust this according to the like animation. And as you can see now it's properly working. So after adjusting the shape layer and its keyframe also, I think animation is done.
Introducing GPT
And only we need to add rotation, but first select these keyframes, then go to the graph editor, and we need to adjust the graph like this.
seconds. Introducing GPT in seconds. Introduce in seconds.
So similar to the previous graph, exactly we need to do here. Simply select this keyframe and go to the graph editor and create same graph exactly like before, like this.
Introducing GPT seconds. Introducing GPT.
And next exactly here I'm going to place gradient here like this, and I'm gonna decrease its opacity for now. And also I have added transform in my ChatGPT layer because we need to add rotation. So here I'm gonna add little bit of rotation so it can get him slightly movement. So I'm just gonna select these keyframe, make them easy. My PC is lagging basically, I don't know why, because of the heavy rendering. So just make graph like this. Okay, I know it's too lagging, so sorry for this.
Seconds. Introducing seconds. Introducing
All right, so now it's perfect. Next we are going to add some few things more, which is basically I'm gonna add fill in my ChatGPT logo. Then simply I'm going to change its color to black. Then after few frames later, exactly here I'm gonna change its color to white color, like exactly where's the gradient animation will start. Okay, and here are the keyframes Just let me adjust them properly according to the animation. And now it's perfect.
Introducing introduce
Alright, so right now I'm inside the gradient precomp. Simply we need to enable this rectangle part option. Add keyframe. Firstly unlink this link option. Then simply expand your background like this. Okay. It's a kind of opening we are going to create. Like, and let's add a little bit of space between them.
GPT-5 with Uber Eats.
Next, we need to add position keyframe in ChatGPT layer. Okay, like this. And again, I'm gonna add another keyframe here. And I'm going to move this little bit left side so it can comes to the center.
GPT-5 with Uber Eats integration.
So we need to remove this keyframe and I'm gonna move this right here.
Using GPT-5. Using GPT.
Then select these two keyframes. Then go to the graph editor and create exact graph like me. So I am again inside the gradient layer, and simply what we need to do is simply we need to duplicate the base layer like this and simply move this behind the previous base layer like this. And then what we need to do is simply increase the stroke value like this much. Okay. And disable the fill option and let me enable its visibility. And now it's look like this. Okay. So I've set the stroke something 12% and I've changed its color to white color. So it's basically create a kind of white stroke in our gradient, which looks good.
The future of e-commerce is about to change, and it all begins with a conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could
Could
Find the best food.
GPT searches nearby restaurants and surfaces the best options instantly. It compares price, ratings, delivery time, and overall value, so you don't have to. It even understands real-time customer feedback to help you make a smarter choice. And all of this happens in seconds. Introducing GPT-5 with Uber Eats integration.
So as you see in the whole animation right now, let's move forward. Firstly, I need to add rotation animation. So I'm gonna increase its value like this. And sorry for the lagging. I know it's lagging so much. But anyways, just adjust keyframe. And then we need to create a null layer and simply parent your null 10 layer with the new one like this. Then we need to add position and a scale keyframe in it exactly here. Okay, so I've added both and simply increase its scale value like this much. So we need to expand the gradient. So I'm just gonna duplicate these shape layers. Firstly, let me adjust them properly. Then I have just duplicated. Then simply move them exactly here like this. And that's how we can expand the gradient layer. So it's look like this.
GPT-5 with Uber Eats integration.
Alright, so now we need to work on ChatGPT layer. Simply I have added a scale keyframe and then after a few frames later here I'm gonna like scale its value like this much and just I'm adjusting these keyframe properly.
Introducing GPT. Introducing GPT-5 with in seconds. Introducing GPT-5.
And I am just adjusting this keyframe and simply I have moved little bit left side. Okay, now I've select these two keyframes. Simply go to the graph editor, then create exact graph like this. Okay, simply move this to the left side. Then it's look like
Introducing
this. I think it's
GPT-5 with
done.
introducing GPT. Introducing GPT-5.
I'm just adjusting these keyframes
Introducing GPT-5
and I'm gonna remove these two rotation keyframes because we don't need this anymore. So instead of this, we will create a new rotation.
in seconds. Introducing G.
And after this, exactly here, I'm gonna move the gradient like this. And as I told you before, like I will remove this. So I'm gonna remove this right now. And we will create a new wiping out effect in our text layer. So simply I'm gonna add a effect which is called linear wipe. Okay. Then let me zoom in a little bit. Now let me tell you like how you can make that wiping out effect. Simply we will add keyframe. Then one by one, like every frame, we will simply increase its value. Okay. So you just need to copy me. Like after a few frames later, I'll simply increase its value. And this is how you can create a perfect wiping out effect like this.
seconds. Introducing GPT-5 with Uber Eats integration.
And next we need to add rotation here, so I'll simply add a little bit of rotation and it will look like this. And after this, make the middle one a circular keyframe like this. I don't know what we call this, but you can make it by pressing your control key on your keyboard. And also I'm gonna move this color keyframe here. Okay. Right, so now it's time to add text, and firstly I'm gonna type the GPT-5 and simply place this exactly here like this, and then let me trim out the extra layer. Now after this, duplicate this one and move this right here, and here I'm gonna type introducing like this. So now we just need to animate them. So firstly I'm gonna move the introducing text here, and also I'm gonna remove this symbol like this. Okay, we'll simply add a space between it. Now firstly I'm gonna animate the introducing text, so for it I have character right text preset. Okay, and it will look like this. Just we need to add some modification in it, like blur or something else. So just press U on your keyboard and it will show you all the keyframe that you have in your layer. So secondly I'll add a blur in it, so as you can see, and simply increase its value like this much, and now it will look like this and it's perfect for now. And next I'm going to edit like GPT-5 text. So basically we need to separate the text because there is a two kind of animation that we are going to make. So the first text should be GPT, then we'll simply duplicate it, and in the second text layer we will add its previous versions and we will create a kind of counting animation. So let me adjust this firstly like right here, and also I'm gonna parent this one to GPT like this, and now let me position it properly. And next we need to precomp both layer, like let me select both of them and simply precomp it, then go inside the precomp layer, and here we are going to create that effect. So firstly I'm gonna select the text layer, which is the 4.5, then I'll simply change the text setting to vertical like this. So whenever you type, it will type vertically. Alright, so one by one I'm gonna type all the ChatGPT models that we had, like 3.5, 4, 4.0 and all. And lastly we will add the upcoming version, which can be like anything. You can add any number or something. So I have added 6. Now it's look like this. Okay, just we need to animate them, and firstly for animating it we need to make it pre-comp again, so we can add mask or something. Let's animate this. So simply I have added position keyframe, then few frames later here I'm gonna move it up like this, and it's look like this. Okay, so just simply select them all and make them easy. So go back to the previous layer like here, and we need to mask the animation. So I'll simply create a small circular mask like this. After this we will simply increase its feather, and simply now we just need to adjust the mask properly so we can see the text as well. So just create exact mask like me. Now it's perfect.
Introducing GPT-5 with Introducing GPT-5 with
Just we are going to select these keyframes and go to the graph editor and create exact graph like me. Okay, like this, and let's see how it's going to look.
all of this happens in seconds.
Alright, so next we will duplicate the shape layer, and here we're going to create a fade out effect by using opacity. Then we will select a ellipse tool and simply select the 6 only. Okay, then next you need to select previous layer and simply mask 6 again like this, and you will get a animation like this. So simply select the precomp, and here I'm gonna create a fade in effect by using opacity. Okay,
In seconds. Introducing GPT-5
after this I'm gonna add a effect in it, which is gonna be posterize, this one. Then we will change its frame rate to 12% like this.
seconds. Introducing GPT-5 with
So with this effect you can make your animation more smooth, or if you reduce the frame rate, it will make your animation lagging or little bit of jittery in simple word. Anyways, I have added position and scale keyframe, then we'll simply move this to the left side like this. Then select this keyframe, apply flow plugin. So next I'm gonna rename the gradient layer so I can easily find it. Okay, like this. Then from gradient to top layer, I'll simply select them all and I'm gonna add a null layer like this. So it will automatically parent with the null. And also I'm gonna change their label color also so we can easily find them like this. Now exactly like right here, I'm gonna add position and scale keyframe. Then few frames later, I'll simply scale it up and adjust its position exactly like me. Then select this keyframe, apply flow plugin, and yeah, it will look like this. Let me adjust them a little bit more. And also remove this. We don't need to parent gradient layer. And right now it's look like this. Alright, so exactly like right here, I'm going to make a fade in effect by using opacity like this. And also let me adjust these keyframes as well. Alright guys, so next we need to make a shape layer like this. So I have created a rectangle shape layer and let me remove its stroke. Then simply expand the shape layer like this and simply go to the rectangle part option and increase its roundness like this much. And I have changed its color to white color and simply trim out the extra part and move this behind your ChatGPT logo. Okay, so let me adjust this properly. Okay, so I need to change its color so we can see the like obviously its logo. So just for now I have changed its color to black color so we can see everything properly like this. And exactly at this moment we need to like fade out the gradient. So I have created opacity keyframe for it because we are creating transition here. So it's look like this. After this, I'm just adjusting the shape layer according to its logo like this. And for now, I have just changed the stroke color to black and I'm gonna give it to 4 pixel. And also I have changed its fill color to something like gray color for now. And yeah, don't forget to parent this layer with the ChatGPT logo like this. And I'm just gonna create a fade in effect. Let me adjust the shape layer again according to its logo. So as you can see, transition looks like this. Okay.
PT5 with Uber. PT5 with
Next, we will select our ChatGPT layer and simply I'm gonna add a effect that we called fill. And I'll just change its color to white color like this. And I have added the keyframe. And then I'm gonna move this little bit earlier. Then I'll change its color to black color. So it's also part of the like transition and it's look like this. And same thing we do with the ChatGPT logo as well. So I have selected the ChatGPT logo layer and I have already added the fill effect before. So I'll just simply add keyframe and change its color. So like exactly like this part, I'm just gonna add keyframe. Then few frames later, like 1 or 2 frames later, I'll simply change its color to black color. Alright, so let's see the preview together, like how it's going to look.
introducing GPT-5 with introducing GPT-5 with
Alright, so transition is completed. Now we just need to work on its base. So like I've selected the shape layer. I'm just gonna change its color to white color or you could use something like gray. And next we will work on its stroke. Basically we will give it a kind of gradient effect. So I've selected the stroke and I'm gonna change it to 20%. Okay, and then gradient color going to be different for the chat gpt and the uber eats one. So like simply I'm gonna change its fill color to linear gradient and simply I'm gonna adjust it like this. And we have already made it the gradient so we don't need to work on ChatGPT gradient basically. And after adjusting the gradient position, now it's look like this and I love it personally. Seriously, it's too good. So this one is done right now. We do the same thing with Uber Eats. Just we will change their color so both can look different. But first, I think we need to work on its graph little bit because the animation isn't smooth that we expected. So simply I'm gonna move its graph little bit to the left side. So maybe it can make difference. Just like this. And let's see the animation.
GPT-5 with Uber GPT-5 with GPT-5 with
It's good, but let's move this right here.
GPT-5 with Uber GPT-5 with Uber
I'm just trying to adjusting the keyframe according to the like voiceover.
GPT-5 with Uber Eats integration. 5 with Uber Eats integration. Introducing GPT-5 with Uber Eats.
Alright, so everything is done. Let's quickly download the Uber Eats logo. So I have searched Uber Eats, okay? And here are some of logo. I don't know like which one is good for my video, so I'm gonna download everything that I think is good. Alright, so firstly I'm gonna like duplicate this base layer so we can copy this and change it for our Uber Eats logo. And simply I'm gonna move this here. Then I'll simply place the Uber Eats text firstly, then its logo like this. And I think like we need to use circle logo, which going to be good. So like this, I've removed the like square one. Now it's perfect, okay? Alright, so now I'm going to change the gradient color and we are going to make this gradient exactly like Uber Eats. So we need to make same kind of theme. That's why I'm just picking the exact same color using color picker. So just simply copy my steps like what kind of gradient I am trying to make. So it's look like this right now. But maybe we need to remove the black one. We can use like little bit of mix of white color like this. Alright, so now both are look good and both are perfectly done. So now I am creating precom so we can easily manage them. So I have selected right now every layer which is related to Uber Eats and I am just creating a precomp and I'm gonna rename it to Uber Eats. Alright, so this one is done and we have already created GPT-6 precomp. So now we just need to animate them. So exactly at this point, like right here, I'm gonna create another null layer and as you can see the null 12 layer is already linked with the null 13 layer. It's because of the plugin, but anyways I have already created position and scale keyframe. Just I'm trying to animate GPT-6 like this and also it's hard to explain every single step. So just see what I'm trying to create. So I've selected all these keyframes, then go to the graph editor and create exact graph like this. So it starts slow and end fast. So see it's look like this.
5 with Uber Eats integration.
I think the size of both animation are too big. So I'm just gonna resize them like this. And same we do for the Uber Eat. So let me measure them properly like this. Yeah, both are perfect right now. Alright guys, so now we need to download a link icon. So I'm gonna simply search on Google and this one is good. So I have simply downloaded and just move this inside the timeline and rotate it like this, okay? And let me remove the extra layer like this. So I'm just simply gonna precomp this, okay? And we need to increase its aspect ratio. So simply go to the composition setting and simply increase width and height so we can get extra space. Now we are going to create a circle shape, perfect circle, okay, like this. And let me align this to the center. Now as you can see it's look like this. Alright, so let's finish this animation quickly. Simply disable the fill option and change its stroke. Like I'm gonna change it to solid color like this. And let's adjust the stroke like something 23 pixel or according to you. Okay, so it's look like this outside. Just let me scale up the circle shape layer. Okay, now it's perfect. And let's rename this to link shape layer. And right now I'm also changing their label color and all, so it's helped me to find them.
With Uber Eats integration.
So basically in this animation, both layer are trying to push the link layer to the other side. That kind of animation we are trying to create. And obviously it's gonna take time for making that smooth flow and it's hard to explain every single step. So always try to understand what I am trying to make on the screen. So I have moved this keyframe position like this and now I'm gonna move the link layer also. So I'm gonna create position keyframe. Then like exactly here I'm gonna move this like this. So it's feel like ChatGPT pushes the link layer. and I have converted this keyframe into easy like this. Next we need to animate Uber Eats, so I have added position keyframe like this. Then here, like after ChatGPT reacts, then I'll simply move the Uber Eats keyframe and then go to the graph editor after selecting the keyframe. And for this, I'm gonna create exact graph like this. Okay, same like this. And let's see how it's going to look.
With Uber Eats integration.
It's not perfect, but yeah, we can fix it. Let's try to move this keyframe little far.
With Uber Eats integration. With Uber Eats integration.
And this one also, like,
With Uber Eats integration.
okay, so exactly here, I'm gonna move this like this. Let's try to add keyframe in null layer. Okay, so I have adjusted the link layer and it's look like this. And let's experiment something in null layer. Okay, so I've selected the null 3 layer. I've added position keyframe, and then let me move this GPT layer a little behind. It's little bit more perfect. So as I said this, like for making this animation, I have to experiment a lot of keyframes and lot of things basically. So yeah, it's gonna take time. Alright, so let's try to add some distance between these keyframe. And right now I'm adjusting graph of null 13 layer, and it's basically control GPT-6 layer, and I think null 12 layer controls Uber Eats. But I'm not sure right now, by the way, so ignore it if I'm wrong. Let me adjust these keyframe. I'm trying to adjust them properly so we can get that animation. Just wait. And I have removed these two keyframes. We can make better one. So I've added again keyframes here. Then exactly here I'm gonna move the link layer in between these logos like this. Okay, and let's
Uber
see.
Eats integration.
It's a bit
Uber Eats
fast,
integration.
maybe. Yeah, it is. Let me adjust these keyframe, okay? And I have made them normal keyframe again, like this.
Uber Eats integration.
I think we should remove these two again, and we don't need like extra keyframe. We can make this animation with three keyframes. Okay, so exactly here, I'm gonna move this again, like this.
Uber Eats integration. Uber Eats integration.
Alright, so I have expanded this link layer, and exactly here I'm gonna give it to starting animation. So I have added scale keyframe. Let me move this right here and key first keyframe 0% like this. Okay, so it's a kind of pop in effect,
5 with Uber Eats integration.
and I'm going to give this keyframe bounce animation. So I've selected the scale here and simply select bounce it. And for this I'm using bouncer plugin. Okay, you can download this for free because it's free plugin. Alright, so we need to arrange this link keyframe again like this. Makes exactly like me. Okay, just copy me, see what I am trying to make, and same create exact like me.
Uber Eats Uber Eats integration.
And same bounce effect we add here in these keyframes. So let's see.
Uber Eats integration.
Okay, we need to adjust the keyframe little bit more. Okay, like this. And let's see the animation. It's still not that much perfect, but we are almost there. So right now I'm adjusting the graph like this. Okay,
With Uber Eats integration. With Uber Eats integration.
let me add more distance here like this.
With
Let's
Uber
see.
Eats integration. Uber Eats integration.
And I think we should adjust the graph, so I'm adjusting it like this. And let's see the
5 with
animation.
Uber Eats integration.
integrate,
Alright, so we are almost done, right? So I'm just adding these last keyframes so it can follow the movement properly.
5 with
Okay,
Uber
like
Eats
this,
integration.
as you can see.
integration,
And lastly, when the both layer almost going to connect, we will simply rotate the link layer like this. So it will basically symbolize both layer has been connected. Lastly, I'm just adjusting these keyframe properly according to the animation and its voiceover. So just see. Alright, so lastly, we need to do one more thing. It is basically exactly at this position. Okay, Let me adjust this keyframe. So exactly at this position, I'm going to add fill in our shape layer. Okay. So here I'm gonna go to the fill option. But wait, firstly we need to change its fill to solid color. And after this, add color and opacity keyframe and make it 0%. Then here I'm gonna turn it to 100%. And also we need to change its color to black color like this. And then exactly here I'm gonna add fill effect in our link layer. Then I'm gonna change its color to black color and simply add color keyframe. Then exactly right here, simply change its color to white color. So it's basically create this kind of transition. Alright, so it's done. Simply I'm just adjusting them properly according to the animation like this. And now we are good to go. But wait, there's one more thing that I forgot to do, like exactly at this position. I'm gonna change its color to something like gray color like this. And now it's done. Alright, so here I'm just trying to adjust the layer according to the voiceover like this. And also I'm gonna add some little bit more detail in it. Like basically I'm just trying to adjust these keyframes properly, like right here. Okay, I guess it's perfect right now.
5 with Uber Eats integration. 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 5 with Uber Eats integration.
Alright, so next, exactly like right here, I'm gonna move this slightly left side so it can create a bounce back kind of thing. Next, I'm going to select all these three keyframes and make them a normal keyframe like this. And same thing we do for Uber Eats. So firstly, I'm gonna remove this keyframe. Then exactly right here, I'm gonna add more keyframes. Then move them slightly right side. Then I'm gonna select these keyframe and firstly make them normal and add bounce effect in it. Lastly, we will add one more keyframe like right here. Then simply we will move them closer. And after adjusting a little bit these keyframes, the animation will look like this.
Now you can order Uber Eats integration. Now
Alright, so here I'm gonna remove this keyframe and this one too. Then here I have added new keyframe and also I'm gonna move these keyframes little bit more closer. But I don't think so it's perfect, so let me remove these one and we will create new keyframes. Alright, so after few frames later we will simply move our position close to the link like this. And let's see the animation. Okay, so now it's good. After this we will add two more keyframes. Like one is this. And here I'm gonna add another one and simply move this slightly back. Alright, so after this simply make these keyframes normal and simply add bounce effect like this. And let's see how it's turned out.
the future of e-commerce is about to change, and it all begins with a conversation. Hey, I'm hungry. Could you find the best food nearby?
GPT searches
Nearby restaurants and
says the best
options in
Instantly. It compares price, ratings, delivery time,
time and overall value, so you don't have to.
It even understands real-time customer feedback to help you
to help you make a
Your choice. And all of this happens in seconds. Introducing GPT-5 with Uber Eats integration.
Now you can order directly inside ChatGPT. Add
And lastly I'm gonna change its color to a little bit more like brighter like this. Okay. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video and we will cover all the remaining animation in the next part. So if you love the video and you learned something new today, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming tutorials. So stay tuned for the part 2. Goodbye.